行了。
那挺好啊，有纪律性的话，卡纳维也只能避了。这波还好是
会再来，我觉得绝一点可以再来。没闪了呀，紫卡这波闪现一到就死了。这波对于紫卡来讲，叫纪律了，但没完全纪律。
纪律了，第一波、第二波想再纪律有点。LNG这里也是比较求稳啊，虽然死哥有橙装，但是不想断死哥的发育节奏，让死哥怎么舒服怎么来。啊，那秦东这边视野好的一方，感觉要直接动吧。 把这个先锋给拿了，
所以 LNG 是不急的。对他们来说，这个先锋保底可以给纳尔争取1打1的机会。死哥先唱一个大，尽可能的压低血线加偷先攻。这个大招大完之后 ，LNG 让纳尔交出了 TP， 这是一个大纳尔。纳尔落地之后有没有机会推？跳上去骗出了一个闪现。峡谷先锋被杰拉给惩戒到，但是京东有命拿有命捡吗？感觉没有人能完成捡先锋的任务，谁冲进去捡都会死。
灵魂消失之后可以往前顶一顶了。
来看看硬往前挤 ，Scout 过来了，真的要顶着卢锡安捡吗？这不是一个理智的选择。但反手一个勾到了小航，小航交出闪现，锁头锁到了嘎啦，正面奎桑迪闪现带把 Scout 带走之后 ，Scout 交出一个闪现，侧面飞机跟上来，一枪拿到了他的人头。这一波在撤退的路上 ，Missing 找到一个机会，声东击西，看右勾左，这边太。
Well, coming straight into a replay, and it looks like it was a contest over the Herald that went JDG's way on the Carthus. The champion has fallen away from the meta a little bit, and it looks like LNG thought they had a moment here.
Yeah, they had the better terrain. Zucker jumping forwards, and what the heck happened in this fight?
Carthus got stranglethorned.
Yeah, Carthus got stranglethorned and realizes that Zyra is still very much a champion on this patch.
And they go over to try and contest for the eye, and LNG don't want to give it on over. Scout, when looking, the health bars are so low, but Sheer with a flash into the ultimate means Scout forced to run away as Yagao flashes to bring down the Lucian.
So now suddenly, JDG, they have themselves that bot lane out of turret. That's their first turret of the game. You can see that Yagao is ahead in the Corki versus Lucian matchup. Lucian is picked into Corki because it is a good matchup. It is not always a counter matchup. Angel, of course, played very, very well in that last series, but Yagao, he's really felt at home on the AD carry mid. So I think that's been one of the big things for JDG in summer is the fact that Yagao has been great at the meta champions.
Right, is still king of farming. 156 farm in 18 minutes is pretty obscene, let's be real, guys. Doing a great job there of being...
I don't like Jin into stuff like the Cassante, because Cassante does not care for your measly damage. Teleport now into the bot side of the map. Zucker overpush, doesn't have that. Mega Gnar missing going over, might be able to get himself in range for an ult.
Could be in a spot of bother, I think it's fair to say. Zucker backsteps the W, but will still get all outed into that death charge. Means the USS Zucker is sunk momentarily.
I should have built another hole in that one.
Breaker?
I don't know, JDG this point should... Well, they have the Iceborne Gauntlet. That's about close to an iceberg as you can get in this one. Get a Frozen Heart as well, why don't you? That's an ult coming in. Carthus ult too. Here comes Jin.
And Jin can start to throw down a curtain call from miles and miles and miles away. Teleport as well. JDG could be forced to be in a pretty tricky position. Actually, don't pull the trigger as hard as you might expect, so teleport burns.
You know, walking into the brand choke point, that is how you lose a game of League of Legends, folks. You walk into brand ultimates. Of course, not to be seen here in the games today. That's a big overstay in JDG mid lane.
Ruler now in a dangerous position. Yagao tagged up with the second shot of that curtain call as well. And Yagao being slow with no flash means he dies. Now the Mega Gnar in the back line could prove problematic as Ruler is brought down for a double kill for Scout. Look at the time, everybody. It's 22 minutes, and you lost 3 members. Baron is on the cards for LNG.
LNG in the last few minutes have tried multiple times to try and force JDG into a punish overstay state. They try it in bot lane, and they try and teleport in. It doesn't quite work for them. They get the flash out of Yagao. They punish it a minute later. They get themselves that Baron. That Baron will open up the side lanes for them, open up the ability for them to push JDG back into their side of the map, which they haven't necessarily been seeing as much.
Scout immediately with the wave, and a Baron buff donated to him will swiftly claim a hold of this tier 2, you would imagine. Sheer's coming on up, and Nautilus for missing around the corner. I don't think with way around it'll be that easy to look for anything more. The Wall of Pain comes down, and Sheer needs a
side lanes, and that could prove a problem later, because they are not wave clearing against the Baron buff. LNG going to push in towards top lane, going to push in towards the other side of the map, and maybe get themselves an advantage.
The moment I was talking about no armor penetration, Scout's gone back and brought up a hold. Lord Dominic's regard. The burn onto missing is pretty brutal at this point. Can't quite secure the kill as Kanavi was also chunked about half HP.
Suppose that...
better than you think it is. You're safe, but wave clear is somewhat limited on cooldowns.
A little bit, but... he's just always safe to farm from range as well with
Yeah,
that W and
that's
the E.
very true.
And one of the big things about this Jin is that he can play from outside of that MF Nautilus combo.
There comes the deadly flourish into the backline. Away goes Kanavi trying to stay alive, but still gets sniped on out. It's Zucker that secures the kill regardless. And now Scout gets to hop over the wall, missing. Chunked to about a third HP as well. And that JDG on the ropes and on the run.
And because JDG ended up spending so much time taking that dragon, and it meant that the waves were set up for this. LNG could go to the lane, say, okay, you take that dragon, what happens with the fight afterwards? You're not going to have waves in the right place, you're going to be stuck in your own side, using bullet times now to wave clear instead of looking for a game-changing fight. JDG, that one overstay in mid lane has cost them oh so dearly, and LNG, showing that they are not just a slow and passive team anymore. This team can very much...
Hopping over the wall. I think we've got a fight coming up and needs to keep an eye on what's going on.
Yeah, so big things to keep an eye on. Can LNG find themselves Gnar on a flank? Can they find themselves a way to get Jin a good pick at the start of the fight too? Those are the things we want to be paying attention to. Soul not on the table. It's the sole point for JDG. Baron being rushed. Now JDG, they have missing on a flank, but he's also on vision.
Trying to find something. Solar flared out. Baron should be secured, right? Got a little bit dicey there as he was a little late on the smite, but managed to make it happen regardless. Sheer now having to back away. The Karthus ultimate comes flying on through. The Requiem is there and a curtain call afterwards, as this is a song that Swans will be singing. You begin to wonder as Sheer, wondering about the sheer audacity of standing where he was. The bullet time comes on through, but it is just a 21-gun salute to the fall of the top laner.
Yeah, so even though Weiwei is kind of contested a little bit on the smite, it's not by Kanavi. Kanavi was the slowest person there, so there was no smite steal. LNG, they walk away with the extra kills. They get 2 of them. They get themselves the Baron. And when you die against a Baron, it means you have less people to defend the ensuing Baron push. JDG, they have misplayed around LNG's Barons both times now. By overcommitting to the Dragon the first time, by overcommitting to the fight in the second time, losing the kills. LNG sweeping through the base, breaking things open, speeding the game up. They're out of the turtle shell.
That wall of pain was nearly very scary. You can see what Zucker was looking for. Can't quite get close enough for a Mega Gnar of any value. And still the cleanse up on Ruler, so not necessarily a guaranteed kill or anything. The hook lands onto Hung, but he is tanky enough at this point with the Eclipse running to be just about fine. The slow start to come on through, but JDG will not force any harder.
Yeah, not for now. Very hard for them to get into position to actually threaten you. And now with a huge gold lead, JDG have been left to the wolves. Hung now caught out.
I think he might just be dead here. Takes a little while to go down. Flashes away. Does get a bit of CC before he goes down. That probably leaves Missing out to dry, as the second shot, never even a fourth shot, removes the Nautilus from the face of the rift.
Yeah, that's 4 items on the Jin. Now, I said, Jin is not very good into playing into hypertext. Yeah, when you've got the Merc Treads, it's not that. Weiwei flashing forwards.
Oh my days, Weiwei looking for some serious damage. It goes down for that, but Scout looking for the kill. Will kill off the side of your guy. I was going to say Yukai, because I'm still used to that one being played for the rest of the earlier series. But Zucker will hop on forward, kill off Kanavi too. And Weiwei trades his life for 2 additional kills.
Zucker has Mega Gnar. He's using most of his HP bar as well. Has the Sterex, can use that whenever he wants. Dragon. Dragons don't matter now for JDG. They took so many of them, but they have not managed to defend their base or defend these turrets.
Lose an inhibitor turret, and over we go towards that Nexus turret. So we go over to the inhibitor turrets as mid one falls. Gala and Scout swiftly delete the inhibitor afterwards. Azuka chunking out that last remaining inhibitor turret, and it just goes down. A last inhibitor, a last Nexus turret remains between LNG and a by-the-books tutorial-style victory.
Yeah, this is 3 inhibs down. Still dead, Yugao. Still dead is Kanavi. They're up in 10 seconds. I don't know if it's going to be the end of the game because they will still have a full 5 cohort. Weiwei's back up, though, and he can just pull out the Karthus ult. He is alive again. Karthus ult coming up now.
There's the Mega Gnar into the wall. Shears in danger, stays alive for now. The footwork shield is massive, but my lord, the AP value is huge. Down goes Kanavi, missing just about alive for a second or 2 longer. But it means absolutely nothing as LNG find a fight in mid lane that turns everything around in this game. They delete JDG from the Rift.
And if you were wondering whether the loss to FPX was a bit of... Lanes know that Weiwei's already there.
Yeah, because Weiwei was pathing this way, and they want to try and contest both Skullcrabs. Weiwei to throw down that swell seed, lands it onto Ruler, actually, but now over comes Kanavi. The stun comes on through, allows the Javelin toss to land onto Weiwei. He goes down for first blood.
and JDG use the pushing lanes and leverage off it first. Another Zenith Blade comes through. Is there another stun beyond this? Missing, trying to hop back and forth. Another spear lands, but LNG, they lose out on the bot side of the map first. Weiwei gets into River, but they can't stick the landing. Kadavi with 3 spears in a row now landed, forcing Gala and Hung off of this tower, and potentially with another spear line could get himself assassination. Doesn't land that one.
Scout will dodge out some of the piercing light there, I think. He says some of it, you can't dodge it.
Oh!
For the flash! I was musing on phrasing, and Scout just breaks Yugao's ankles.
Scout takes down Yagao, going into the bot side again, gonna disengage at least from LNG, but we will need a close-up of that player. Scout fires out the Q knockup, flashes to the side. I don't know whether he was flashing away from damage. It looked flashy. Not entirely sure if it was worth it, but hey.
An important kill because the game was looking a little bit ugly. Weiwei's back down towards this bot lane as he's hex flash forwards. Weiwei's there. I'm not sure you want this one missing. He is about to be missing his HP bar, you imagine.
Yeah, missing. Had to grab place. That's a good route. That might save his life. I think that has done. By the way, extra. Missing.
Missing.
What are you doing?
Missing. There's no Nidalee here. She's on the grubs, so that's not the route. Hang on. Good turnaround. There's some battle dancing required. Ruler flashing on forwards. Gets one, looking for more root pulls. Just about dodging away, but can't get any further. The grand entrance comes on through, but Ruler gets away with 2 kills.
That was the plan, just to let Ruler do his thing. Walks away now with 2 kills from that bot side.
Kruglings, as we have now learned, could end up being a little bit dicey to manage. Weiwei is here. We have a 3v2 dive. I'm gonna look for a little bit more. Missy coming on over. The slicing maelstrom comes on down. Huge chunk into the tower. They go, and that is a clean old dive.
And suddenly, Nidalee's early game really coming to. Why would you ever ignite a brand either?
Evelyn probably shouldn't be allowed to buy Void Staff in a PG game.
True. Zucker might be finding himself in a bit of an R-rated
scenario. Yeah, it's a horror story. Actually, there's a teleport behind though. Ruler now in a difficult position, can't find a good feather angle until he flashes for it. Fate Sealed knocked away by Zucker's ultimate. It's absolutely glorious. They can look for a bit more. The knockup comes on through, but everybody's dead. Weiwei kills off the Leona, but JDG, that was hints of last year's glories.
Ruler breaks not just one set of ankles, but the cleanse out of that, flashes in for the huge feather pullback, and then Scout, because the rest of the team is now there because it's been delayed, can't finish off the kill either. Ruler has just done an unspeakable amount of damage there.
Scout buys a bit of time, but immediately has to pop back into Kanavi's spear. He times it so well. Now Missing looking on forward to 2v3, so have to back away. The Herald was started there briefly. Scout, such a good start on this Yone with the style point flash to get that.
Hasn't necessarily been one which he's picked up as well compared to the Tristana and the Corki though. So for me, there is still something to be said about, okay, while the Lucian is not the best pick for him right now, can he prove us wrong in that way, in the same way that he did with that Tristana and that Corki? LNG, they are giving that gold over to Scout in the sideline. This is exactly what they do. Scout is ahead in the individual matchup. Can they do more with that?
Ruler is going to be on vision. Gala will see it and take the opportunity to hop on forward to Yugao.
6 or a knockdown in the game, we'll have to pull out the Fear is the Mind Killer line. You wait for it. You heard it here first. If you ever hear us say that in the future, it came from him. Right now, this R&D.
I believe that was Fatboy Slim, actually, as that was a good look on in. But Ruler with a very good flash forward to avoid the Fate Seal. Now the turnaround can come on through as the exhaust is down. The teleport's coming. But there's going to be another member there. Zucker can go looking for Ruler, who's still got a cleanse. Stunned in place. Misses the Feather Pull. Will surely fall. But the Zenith Blade afterwards means that Zucker dies in trade, a 2-for-1. But hang on, the rest of LNG were on the roam on down. Won't look for anything more. Dragon's alive and Ruler played that one sublimely.
Yeah, he played it super aggressive. Does lose the cleanse on the flash though. Scout tried to punish him while his ultimate was down and probably could have one-shot if he'd ends up hitting that one, but can't quite able to, isn't able to hit the mark. Zucker ends up blowing his teleport flash and ult though, so in terms of big ultimates...
Might have made it a bit tricky. You've all seen Yones from low HP still survive through some pretty scary moments, so could have been tricky if you get to queue through both of them, and especially with the cooldowns off, but either way. Exhaust was used. Gala used the ult to clear away the wave. Lilting Lullaby is not going to be allowed to get away from Ruler. Is dead. Now is Sheer in the jungle, being run down by Zucker and Scout, the 2 solo laners, trading on out. The fate is indeed sealed. as LNG again punish Ruler in a mid lane.
One of the worries we had about this draft from JDG, go back and watch us at the end of there, saying, hey, you know, with the Cannon last pick, that's a lot of things which can force summoners out of Zion. And the problem is Ruler doesn't have them to this fight. Ruler has typically been excellent at holding onto his flash, very important. Let's see if they can do it again while Ruler still doesn't have his flash. Cleanse coming back up, they'll want to force that again.
I really want to credit Gala as well for, despite being down a couple kills.
LNG have not beaten JDG in a series since 2021. It has been many years. Scout trying to change that.
Finds a massive angle onto Kanavi. Will surely die to the soul and bound. Another Q onto Ruler. Causes some damage, but Gala dies to the back end of it. Into the backhand goes Zuka. Trying to get onto Yagao and Ruler, who flash and cleanse away respectively. They lose the cannon, and they just can't get the damage on the AD carry's done. Weiwei goes golden briefly, but is hung alone. The health bars are so low. Another fantastic knockup. They kill off the Leona, a flash away from Weiwei. And Ruler Yagao was so desperately low.
Weiwei's keeping his Q move speed up as well. Hung, if he gets himself another round of cooldowns, could be really a big threat here. And it does mean that LNG, with their jungler alive and Weiwei healing through, still get the dragon. But by God, LNG nearly threw that away. Ruler has his summoners as an ult up again. When Ruler has all resources available on the Xayah, he will make you pay for it. Uses the cleanse flash and the ult, but sadly for JDG, they can't get the big team fight win while using them. This is the best it looks when Ruler has all of his summoners available. He's not going to have that for the next fight. LNG walk away with a dragon, denies that soul point, and they do end up just about surviving.
Very good flash to get out of the cannon ult from the side of Ruler, and on the other side, Yagao having the QSS meant he could cleanse and then get on out with that relentless pursuit, but Baron was going down all the while, and JDG claimed that on the resets.
JDG get themselves a huge advantage there now, because LNG, they didn't quite get themselves control over top side because they were focusing on the bot side. Now, can JDG use these Barons in the same way that LNG did against them in that last game? LNG really well played from them in that game one, and in the sense that they managed to control their waves around the Baron. That's how we get things without the game audio, so we can do it as a bit more of an official broadcast for you. It does occasionally have some issues. Largely been pretty good this year, but we have some fallbacks in place. It's back now, though, and you don't have to worry.
Third item complete for Gala. The Infinity Edges here might be the requirement to find the angle on in. Went looking for an engage. Gets what's missing here at this point. Is not all that tanky to the Yone. Good dodge on the spear. Missing stays alive. Sheer pulling away. He's in the mid lane. Looking for potential teleport angles. Zuka coming behind. JDG need to be quick as Yagao is forced to cleanse and E away from the...
Onto this, and it means that JDG get themselves on to soul point. While this is happening, one of the strengths of LNG has been about their side lanes. How do you play around your side lanes when one of them is 2,000 gold behind and 2 levels down? Very, very hard. Even LNG, who are one of the best, then you can take a second fight afterwards when they don't have those tools.
Yeah, and now with the Infinity Edge in inventory as well, this Xayah, what is a losing gracefully, is a much narrower option than it was a moment or two ago. Hung gets hit by the culling, will throw the quickness down onto Kanavi, and will back away for now. He's being burned down. Zuka now in danger, tries to turn around and disappears.
That's the problem when there's a 3-item Nidalee waiting for you. That Cougar sinks the claws in, and LNG, they lose themselves on the side lane again. Zuka, 2,500 gold down. He
ends up giving an opportunity for Weiwei again, who has the flash, has the Zhonya's, definitely tools for to get in here. There's a lot of wards in the jungle. The LNG still willing to look and face straight down to 3,000 HP. They don't even need the jungler. They just take it regardless.
It's completely gone, and Weiwei, if he went anywhere close to that, he would have got jumped on and he would have died. Hung doesn't have the ult. Zuka didn't have the teleport or the ult himself too. So LNG, they have been brought apart in the big skirmishes, the big team fights. Kanavi on the...
Ruler at this point, with so much support behind him, is under very little threat here. Gala throwing out as much burst fire as they can, but the inhibitor turret is broken. Zuka chunked out just by walking around, apparently. Inhibitor bare, but not taken as yet. Scout unbinds his soul. It won't go any further forwards.
Yeah, I was wondering to see if JDG had overpushed. There are some wards quite deep. LNG don't have an instant, like, teleport flank angle, but they have a couple. That's why they're going now. Zuka has ult, has flash, has teleport. He's going. Scout will try and go from the front, as will Hung. It will be a pincer engage. Here comes Gala's ult.
Gets the cleanse on down. Missing, taken low. Yagao in a dangerous position, trying to find an angle on him. Will get absolutely eviscerated. They take one, but what about the remaining fly? Oh my days! The javelin tossed us half of Weiwei's life. Now they get a route onto Hung and Gala, who are a little bit low, but they stay alive. Inhibitor taken all the while, and Sheer could walk up and claim the other.
Hang on, was that a Javelin toss or was that a crit from Ruler? Either is kind of terrifying. That's going to be another engage in.
Ooh, they get a bit of a chunk. Can't quite get the kills, though. Ruler still very high HP, missing low, as the Ultra Shock Laser chunks him out. Zucker looking to come pinning on in. Again, misses the Mega Nard as Sheer. About to time on out, missing. Gets his shield on up. Sheer still just about alive. Mininar coming on forwards, gets a Hyperblock and a Starak shield. Kanavi off to the flank, Ruler stepping on. The cannon minion! Tries to get some more. Zucker flashes out to safety. LNG just cannot get a clean flank.
And the terrifying thing about that, Ruler has everything still available. LNG were not even worthy of his flash. They weren't even worthy of his cleanse, nor his ultimate. Ruler on his Xayah skin, taking LNG to task.
They get onto Sheer, who is still pretty low, but gets a Mega Nard off. They just don't have the burst anymore. There's the Mega Nard away, and Ruler will finally unleash his royal arsenal. Gets a couple kills, will finally fall. But it doesn't matter, the damage is done and the game is still over. We're going to 3.
Going to 3, LNG will not have easy pickings versus JDG. Jingdong Gaming will take this series to 3. LNG take it apart in this one.
Scout forced to flash, did not fall to the solo kill, but did, as we say, get very close.
So again, one of the problems when we're working like this is that one of us has to answer the door because we're the only 2 people in here.
Yeah.
Packages being delivered to people. All the same. JDG, again, this is the kind of team, this is the kind of team comp you need to get those early kills on. You need to get those early kills down. Scout blowing the flash is nice. Getting that early reset is good, but Jissing getting punished here.
Oh, can get the Wall of Pain. Last Q would do it, forced to flash. I wonder whether Hung might consider a flash ignite there, honestly, but Kanavi now turning around with a fantastic grasping route to the Stranglethorns afterwards. Don't quite get the kill. Hung still alive, just for now, but Ruler stepping on forwards, way after flash out, has no mana, so can't turn around that much. Looks to go on in, can't quite get the kill. Ignite onto missing in the backline, might get him. No, he survives. Gala backing away, the plant won't get the kill on Gala either, and JDG get away with murder.
I think Hung just ended up doubling the wrong target. That extra damage could have been it. Sapling onto Kanavi. Carry versus carry like this is a win condition because one of them will be doing a lot more easy access damage than the other. Weiwei is going to be joined by scouts to dive here. Teleport coming in from Yagao.
So they want this anyway. They get the Wall of Pain down. Scout looks to get on top of Yagao. The Fate Sealed is a bit short, but it's still the Hextech Ultimatum. Yagao is a very dead man.
Sheer might join him soon as well, uses that flash. The combo misses from Gala. We talked about him being great. Well, he doesn't even need his own ult. He's that good at the champion. Haha, yeah. Zucker gets himself Demolition Tower, gets himself a plate, and JDG lose out heavily on top side. 6-2. Whoever wins this keeps themselves well and truly at the top of the table. JDG, if they were to win this one, they get themselves to 5-2, where LNG to 5-1. They play one less series, and they're looking for a dive in the bot side. That's a card assault as well. Sheer, no flash.
Yeah, that combo kind of is rough to manage. This is what happens with Karthus plus these kind of solo lanes. It's very easy to assist them in the dives.
Yeah, so this is the Scout play of the year. Last year it was getting the Nash's Tooth ear and getting in towards the side lanes to get out of turrets. Scout has revolutionized side lane macro by teleporting to the other solo lane and making sure that they get a kill and the tower as well. They have themselves really good ability to kill turrets with the Camille, and just with the 3 grubs as well. They get themselves that first turret and they get themselves the gold there from all of the plates just before it falls. JDG, they won't be able to get all of the plates and they'll also be late in taking that turret. The plants help, but LNG, they are very, very good at killing turrets. They are the best turret taking team in the LPL, and they take an inner turret from this too.
How far do they want to go? They were debating stepping on forwards just for a second there. Herald is being secured, and that actually might give them a bit more license to keep going. They've got a lot of seeds. I don't think Sheer can stay. He's got no mega.
Oh, so, JD, wait, hang on a second.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
This is, I thought that they wouldn't get a chance for it, but JDG let the
it's gone.
To get this as well, and JDG don't have the big engage, so they can't force through onto the enemy team.
Very, very low. This means this mid-tier 1 is likely dead to rights. Nothing there to be allowed to defend it. There's still an ultimate from Hungry. I don't think he wants to pop it right now.
Yeah. So, JDG, the bonus of having Sheer over Flandre is that I think that Sheer he's been a much more well-rounded player than he was at the start. He is a very good aggressive player. He might not have the goal to fight through this though. Dragon started big collapse from LNG.
Dragon goes down that soul point, but what about the fight afterwards? Fate Sealed is used, and it forces a couple flashes. The Fate's call from Kalista kept missing alive, but the damage is already pretty brutal. Stranglethorn's disengaged well as Zucker is down to 10% HP.
Okay, really well played from Missing and Kanavi using their own HP gold leads. You can definitely understand, okay, they're going to play towards sidelines, play towards individual advantages. Whereas you look towards, like, the other side when you've got, like, Kanavi and Ruler on the Zyra and the... That's a... Wow, okay, wow.
Good Hextech ultimatum to immune the wallet, but the flash into the wall. Sheer, just another auto would kill him. Surely goes down. That's the solo, sort of, with some assistance from that Karthus. The Locket Shield prevents the turnaround engage.
And Kanavi dies in the other side of the map as well.
Oh, yeah.
So Weber ganks effectively the entire map at the same time in the way that only Karthus jungle can. And LNG, look at those gold differences. Where are they playing for? They're playing for the side lanes. They get a kill there. They also get a kill onto JDG's strength. They have the answers myself, and I'm not really coming up with many of them, and that's the problem, because you don't have that all-encompassing lead for someone like that Kalista. If the Kalista was godlike strong, you could maybe see it. Teleport coming in from the side lane from Zucker. Karthus ults.
Locket comes on down, but missing Chunk to half HP. On the other side, Shear's caught out by Zucker. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb. Top laner down. Kanavi stepping on forwards. Flashes the steal. Doesn't succeed. Goes down, and the Stranglethorns are just the Gardener Rose over the grave.
LNG, they pick that rose out of the ground and they put it onto their lapel because JDG is a boulder rolling down the hill at the expense of JDG. Baron goes over to LNG. Dragon goes over to LNG. Ruler
takes so much damage. A flash on forwards and the Soul Unbound. That proc, that mini Z mark, when you press E again, is just way too much.
JDG have 1 kill in 22 minutes, and Ruler has an assist and 0 kills. As a Kalista, that is an abject failure of an early game. I don't like what he's playing on this champion. Ruler on the Kalista doesn't have that early lead too, which makes it so much harder to play out this matchup too. So JDG, what have they got? Is Kanavi or Buster Scouts forcing the issue?
Gets a lot of damage down. Will be CC'd briefly and pops back. Yagao can look for, but a Q afterwards is actually still too deep from Scout because Yagao has a bit of time there with the bailout to get some work done. And Zucker all the while does claim this tier 2. So a lot of resources blown to kill off Scout. That does work, as he was just that touch too far, but they'll still lose the remaining outer turrets.
More gold over towards Gala, and now suddenly no red numbers at the bottom of the screen. JDG has no individual advantages anymore. The Baron buff has been destructive for LNG, and JDG have not been able to answer it. Yes, they do get that shutdown onto Scout. That is good. It is good gold over to Yaga, and we said that, you know, I don't trust him to carry this game on the Lucian. It's not been my favorite pick from him. I think he's had a good summer. I do like how Yagao's been playing, but I don't like how he's playing on the Lucian. There is a discrepancy between the two of them. Much like I was saying earlier, it's like, oh, you know, I don't like Knights on the AD carries, or I don't like Aki on AP jungle, blah, blah, blah. Some players need certain picks, and this Lucian is not it for Yagao right now. LNG, last 30 seconds, the Baron buff, trying to crack down the last remaining inhibitor turret. Well, no, the one in the middle. There's another top one.
How much longer?
Like, oh, yeah. Oh, it might just be the last remaining one. Haha, soon.
Well, I'm looking at that Camille. I don't think the Camille is going to be...
Oh, yes, now they will look to take down the last remaining inhibitor turret in top lane.
Accurate and decisive statements from Mike.
Thank you. I pride myself on being always correct and very on point. I never make mistakes, ever. It's not something I do.
Don't make me laugh while I'm taking a drink. That's a bad mistake.
I like to cause issues on and off with the Rift Fox. Right now, Girl's focused on the land. Zucker's on the flank. Yaga, you can't walk there. It's so hard to escape the combo. Yaga's just dashed in as well. Zucker doesn't want to go straight into the 5-man people, though. LNG waiting for more poke and going over the cut salt.
Scout gets a huge chunk onto Sheer, and afterwards comes down the Requiem. Mega Inferno Bomb only really onto Sheer, who doesn't have a teleport to board. Don't! Kanavi's dead. Taken out. Hextech ultimate and make sure Sheer dies as well. Flash away from the hostile takeover. And now the fight is pretty much done. Yagao, Ruler, and Missing must somehow, in a 3v5, find a way to stop everything. But a fate sealed and a bailout just is not enough to keep Ruler alive. Missing chunked out. A loyalty program is looking like it's for the bargain bucket at Costco, because you're not finding a victory in the LPL. That's for sure. LNG, for the first time in so many years, in so many games, will bring down JDG. Gala will get a win against Ruler. Records are broken once more.
It has been 3 years since LNG have taken down JDG. LNG beat Top Esports. LNG beat BLG. And here, now in this third game, LNG will beat Jingdong Gaming to complete the sweep of our top 3 teams from LPL Spring.
Jingdong, the witch is dead.
Nexus falls. LNG will complete the